but the amazing anime lineup that was winter 2021, spring, and incidentally every season from thereon had a lot on their plate just to match the hype winter brought, which shows like the final season of Attack on Titan and Re:Zero Season 2 Part 2 times 2 squared. Spring was expected to be just as or even surpass that stacked lineup, and it wasn't even close. If we were just looking at the statistics, only very recently, 7 shows broke the A+ rating on MAL. Compare that to last season, we had 13 shows breaking that barrier. Of course, this data might be a bit old as I'm recording this far in the past, but usually, unless a show messes things up or does something remarkable, by the 8th episode, their score should be settling down. While it might be sounding like a negative Nancy, there are some good things I have to say about this season. In particular, this show that was a hidden gem that now has many strapped in their seats, waiting patiently. And by the title of this video and how I'm stretching this intro, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Vivy, Flourite Eyes Song. Like some of my previous reviews, links for them in the description, I'll be dividing it into 3 parts: animation, plot, and thoughts, and I'll be giving them a rating out of 10. But before we continue with the video, if you haven't already, please consider hitting the like button and commenting something down below. It helps let me know you guys want to see more videos like this. And if you happen to stumble upon this channel or keep coming back, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you will never miss out on any of my uploads. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but the button's right there, so if you want to support me and continue to see these videos on a semi-regular basis, go do all that cool stuff, and sorry for taking up your time. Hey, you done plugging your channel? Okay, cool. Now let's move on to the first category. The plot for Vivy, Flourite Eyes Song, or Vivy as I'm going to be calling it, is a very simple and easy to understand story that anyone, even non-idol fans, will enjoy. The show right off the bat drags you in, with humanity currently being wiped out by robots. We don't know why this is happening, but all we know is the robots are getting some epic kill cams, akin to that of Call of Duty montages back in the old days. But in all of this chaos, we see this one scientist hauling his ass as he's trying to find a way to prevent the robot uprising. In his final moments, he sends his highly intelligent AI, Matsumoto, back to the past to find the person to prevent all of the robot uprising as he gets gunned down by security robots. We are sent 100 years back into the past where we find out Vivy, the first robot with artificial intelligence that humans made, but I'm gonna be calling her Diva because, you know, I use Vivy as a title. Okay, you get the point. Happens to be that person, and after some scuffling between those two, Vivy, aka Diva, agrees to work with Matsumoto in saving their world and what would be called the Singularity Project. As for the direction of the show, it flows similar to that of Violet Evergarden, where every 2 to 3 episodes focus on one particular person and their current situation. But just like any story, there has to be a twist, and that nut-twisting action happens to be in episode 11, where even after all of the stuff that was happening to them, Diva and Matsumoto couldn't prevent the robot war. While this concept may sound generic to most people, and some of the shock factors were seen miles away by some, what drew me and probably drew many in was the interaction between characters. Each character is crafted in a way that, even though they are robots, they feel more human than many slice-of-life anime. Take the last few minutes of episode 6. The scene where Tatsuya ended his life where he and Grace were supposed to get married, but couldn't in the end, truly drew out his emotions on how much he loved Grace, even though he was a human and she was a robot. And the shock on Diva's face as she wasn't able to perform her task and making everyone happy with her singing had such raw emotion flowing out of it that the only time where I experienced that level of emotion and left such a big impression on me was me watching A Silent Voice. Overall, the plot is solid. I'm gonna be giving it an 8 out of 10. The directors did not overstep the boundaries set in the world. There are some pacing issues, especially in episode 11 where all the shit hits the fan. And previously, there was some kind of filler arc to me, but that doesn't affect it that much. I dent in what otherwise is a perfect set of Animation. where do I begin? It's A tier to say the least. Everything looks so polished and clean where even the roads are cleaner than a rubbing alcohol factory, especially in the close-up shots. For example, Diva. You can see the cameras in Diva's eyes each time it pans towards her, and also the texturing on her skin really conveys that she in fact is a robot. She has a plastic sheen on her. From the fight scene to the damaged body parts, the animators did an excellent job in bringing life to these characters. Some notable scenes I want to focus on are the Sunrise Project and the Ophelia incident. These two stories brought the best in terms of animation quality, with the ending of the Sunrise Project packing in heat as we get to see the beautiful render of Earth and the crashing of the hotel. And for more close-up shots, we get to see the death of Antonio and Ophelia, where you can really see the robot-esque parts of them. You can tell they're unhuman. They have this weird uncanny valley feel to it, and it's super disturbing, which I think it really helps illustrate their point they're trying to make, that these are in fact robots still. There are some negatives though, as always. First off, some of the CG, especially Matsumoto, has that dropped on a Photoshop layer look. Not complaining, CG is still not there yet. I think in another few more years, it'll become a little bit more mainstream, more smooth, more integrated with the whole shot. But for now, it's not cutting it. Also, speaking of shots, some of the characters that are not in focus or not the primary source of your attention, they really drop the quality on them for some reason. They have a really goofy expression on their face that anyone paying attention will notice right away. But overall, the animation lives up to the standard that we, the anime community, set, and even goes above and beyond in most cases. The water engine looks nice, the characters have emotion and quirks that don't make you want to go insane. They made every robot human-like in the way they behave and with the limitation each robot have on only being assigned one single task. So 9 out of 10, solid animation, and I wouldn't be surprised if it won any awards next year. And now we are in the final third, my thoughts section. Arguably the least important one, but there are some things I want to say that would not flow well in the other two categories. Again, as I said before, this anime is similar to Violet Evergarden in many ways, such as the main character being all mono and one-noted, and how the story flows. But what Vivy differs from Violet Evergarden is the direction they took with the characters. While in Violet Evergarden, Violet was more of a medium in getting the client to express their emotions, with hardly any development with the main character into the latter half. Diva's character development, however, could be seen since day one. You sometimes forget that this is technically an idol/music anime, and would assume it is just a well thought out slice of life/thriller anime show, with the amount of time they put in displaying Diva's growth as an idol along with her struggles. But to me, this is a good thing, as this helps elevate the show from it just being another idol show in the seasonal lineup to something much more. To give you a better example, let's look at another genre that keeps showing up every season, the Isakai genre. Fundamentally, they're all the same. Some person dies from a preventable accident and gets sent to another world and must fight the demon lord and save the country or whatever. A simple concept, but what most shows fail to do is present actual struggles to the cast and how overcoming their problems change them for the better or worse. Every problem in an isekai show or fantasy related show is solved by some bullshit explanation, like I unlocked this new power and I'm going plus ultra, which is really detrimental to the viewers and to the anime, as it keeps reminding us that this is still an isekai show and really pulls us back from the world building. But with Vivy, every problem the characters face, the conclusion they came to draws you into their world building, making you forget the genre that you are watching and just focusing on the action. What I'm trying to say is, Vivy added elements to its story, making the viewers feel more interested in the story, focusing on different parts of the world and not solely the music/singing aspect of the show. This in turn makes it less predictable, which, as said before, is a good thing. Like, why watch any generic isekai or shonen show when all the overused tropes and gimmicks is predictable to a point where you can just almost word for word know what they're gonna say or what their next action is gonna be. It's not like that with the characters in Vivy. So overall, I'm gonna give this thoughts section a 9 out of 10. Super biased, I know. Should not really be in its own category, but I'm still working out the kinks. And with that, we got a grand total of 26 out of 30. A good solid passing grade. And I highly recommend it to anyone just starting anime or want to spice up their anime routine, want to spread their wings a little bit. Alright, that's about it. My name is Apolic. If you enjoy this style of content, go ahead, drop a like on the video. Comment down below if you want to see more of this type of anime review style. And leave some suggestions on what anime to watch. Or, summer animes coming out. Write down your top picks. And I will see you all later.